Something from another star crossed the solar system. It does not follow our rules, it does not respect our physics, and no one knows why. This interstellar comet, identified as 3I Atlas, entered aligned with the planetary plane, following a hyperbolic trajectory that is precise enough to look intentional. Its coma sublimation began too early, with carbon dioxide dominating its composition, and data even indicates a possible polarization anomaly. It is as if it aimed directly at us, and the question no one can ignore is simple. What is a visitor from another star trying to show us? Right now, the interstellar comet 3I Atlas is at its closest point to the Sun, the perihelion. It is as if this visitor traveled billions of miles only to disappear at the exact moment we want to observe it. The sunlight is so intense that it erases everything around it. Telescopes go blind, and all that is left is silence and waiting. Astronomers describe this feeling as cosmic frustration. Imagine standing before the greatest interstellar object discovery of the last years and not being able to see anything. The sun creates a wall of brightness that blocks any attempt to capture the progress of the coma sublimation. And then comes the thought no one wants to admit. When the object reappears on the other side of the sun, it may be different. Extreme radiation may alter its structure, change its shape, or destroy part of the material it has carried for billions of years. If the object disappears just when we need to see it most, what will it reveal when it returns? It showed up as an ordinary point on the screen. The Atlas system, created to detect asteroids, classified the object as something routine. But a few calculations were enough to reveal that this was not a regular body from our cosmic neighborhood. It was an interstellar object discovery that violated every pattern. Its speed was too high for something influenced by the sun. Normally, asteroids obey solar gravity as if they were inside a deep well. The more they try to escape, the slower they become. Yet 3I Atlas behaved differently, gaining energy as it approached, as if it came from a place where our star holds no power. Scientists realized they were not facing an ordinary visitor from a solar system mystery. That initial sign opened uncomfortable questions. If the system was created to detect local threats, why would something from so far away cross its field of view like that? If the first sign was the speed, the second was even stranger. When astronomers compared the speed, the shock was immediate. Earth orbits the Sun at about 19 miles per second. Mercury reaches 30 miles per second. The interstellar comet 3I Atlas was traveling at more than 58 miles per second. That is how they confirmed the hyperbolic trajectory. Objects influenced by the Sun follow elliptical orbits. A hyperbolic trajectory is open. It enters the system and leaves forever. It is not orbiting anything here. It is just passing through. In silence, this traveler cuts through space like a stranger who does not belong here. Once the perihelion ends, it will continue into the void. If the speed was shocking, the trajectory was even harder to explain. The solar system works like a disk. Planets orbit almost on the same plane. An interstellar comet can arrive from any direction, literally any. But 3I Atlas entered with only a 3-degree difference from the plane of the ecliptic. It is as if an arrow shot from across the galaxy passed through a tiny ring floating in the middle of a desert. This coincidence unsettled those who study solar system mysteries. If it comes from outside, it should arrive at random angles, not as if following a route. And when researchers investigated where it may have come from, everything became even stranger. Analysis of the hyperbolic trajectory traced its possible origin to the thick disk of the Milky Way. This is an ancient region where stars and worlds remain intact for billions of years. Estimates suggest that 3I Atlas may be 7.6 billion years old. Older than Earth itself. Imagine holding something that existed before the oceans formed. If an object this ancient can travel so far and survive the interstellar void, what does it carry within it? And when we analyze what it is made of, things get even weirder. Observations showed that the comet began releasing gas far from the Sun. instead of water evaporating. As happens with normal comets, the Interstellar Comet 3I Atlas began coma sublimation with carbon dioxide, as if it were dominated by dry ice. A study from 2025 or 2026 found something even more shocking: vaporization of nickel before iron. It was the first time in history that this pattern was seen in an interstellar object discovery. If the composition challenges everything we know, its behavior would be even more defiant. Comets always point their tail away from the sun. Always. But 3I Atlas ignored that rule and pointed its tail toward the sun. The most accepted theory is that the release of carbon dioxide generated enough force to push the tail in the opposite direction before the solar wind took over. As soon as this was recorded, telescopes on Mars were activated. And when the cameras began to take pictures, something extraordinary happened. Since the sunlight blinded the telescopes on Earth, Mars took over the observation. Perseverance and ExoMars captured images of the Interstellar Comet 3I Atlas, recording the unusual tail and clear signs of coma sublimation. In March 2026, the Juno probe should take the last photo before it disappears along its hyperbolic trajectory. But with so many photos, an uncomfortable question emerges. An interstellar comet is a physical sample from another planetary system. When the gases released during coma sublimation are analyzed, scientists can determine how the planets in that system were formed. The composition of 3I Atlas suggests that other systems may have materials that are rare or non-existent here. If life in another system depends on elements we do not have, what does that mean for our understanding of the universe? Simulations show that Jupiter can capture an interstellar comet. Missions from NASA and ESA are already considering intercepting a visitor of hyperbolic trajectory and landing a probe on it. Imagine bringing physical samples of something created around another star. If one day we capture a visitor, what else will we discover about ourselves? Perhaps what frightens us is not the interstellar comet 3I Atlas, but what it represents. We are not the center of the cosmic map. The single visitor can dismantle everything we thought we knew about the solar system. Then we are only at the beginning. And this is just the first of many. If you want to keep following discoveries that can change the way we see the universe, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications.